Your higher self is delivering this message to you at the perfect time, right when you need it most, when you're seeking that specific confirmation. This message is meant to reach you by June 6th, but regardless, when it finds you, it is for you. Your higher self wants to let you know that there is so much more for you than where you currently are, and that you're ready and it is time. Now, your higher self is eager to get this message to you, because before I could even intentionally sit down and channel the energy, the message from your higher self, I was cleansing my space, setting intentions, and praying prayers of protection, not only for myself, but for you. And I received the prayer of Jabaz. The first download was the first line of the prayer, and the second download was a rendition of that prayer sung by the Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers. And if you're unfamiliar with the prayer, it reads, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me and that you would keep me from harm, that I may not cause pain." And I found this prayer in my early 20s, navigating a modeling career in New York. And if you know anything about modeling, it is tough to break through, and a lot of times you need a second job. So I was working at a law firm in Brooklyn, and my manager at the time gave me two books. One was The Prayer of Jabaz. Unfortunately, I lost on the train. And the second was this book. Both books were so transformative for me. But within that book, it always stood out to me of how the author used the prayer. And he was praying it consistently, and he noted that he'd receive appointments after reciting that prayer, where God would send him someone that needed him, that needed something from him, either needed someone to talk to, they needed his unique perspective, his wisdom. Basically, God began to work through him. And at that time in my life, I was between pretending that I was happy for the sake of the world, for the sake of not wanting to seem like a failure or to be a failure. I was living a life that wasn't mine. I was pretending so hard, but I knew deep down that there was more, that I needed more, that there was more out there for me. I was in between religion and spirituality at that time as well, where I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted for life. I was on a path that I wanted since I was a child, but it didn't turn out to be what I wanted and what I expected. And I was at this crossroads of, what do I do? Do I keep pushing down this path and working so hard and working 3 jobs basically almost at once? Or do I leave and restart? Do I keep pushing so that I can get to that sweet spot? Honestly, in retrospect, I wish I would have kept pushing, but I knew that that wasn't sustainable and that I was protected by leaving. But leaving modeling, leaving New York it brought me to where I am now, my spirituality. And I was reciting that prayer. I didn't know how strong that prayer was at that time, how powerful it was, but I needed something. I needed more. And at that time, I thought more was material. I thought more was opportunities. But what I was seeking was my higher self. What I was seeking, the divine, I was seeking God. And being in between that space of religion and spirituality is a little tough at times, because I knew God as this all-seeing, powerful, masculine that basically you almost have to prove your worth to where I am now, where I know God is in everything, and that you can find the reflection of God's beauty and brilliance in every walk and every way of life. And that you are a God as well. You're made in that image, and that spirituality is so much, it's deeper. It's about understanding your soul's rhythm and moving with the collective. And I wouldn't have found it the way that I have now if it wasn't for me saying that prayer honestly. But what really hit me today is that prayer wasn't for land or opportunity or more finances. That prayer is armor. It is armor for breaking painful cycles, generational patterns of pain, for releasing limitations. That prayer is for gaining a deep-rooted integrity and spiritual favor. And those two are the armor that you will need to do the transcending work. I didn't know then that Jabaz, the name, meant pain and sorrow. I didn't know then, when I started reciting that prayer, that Jabaz was birthed through pain and was in a bloodline that was going through generational traumas and cycles and curses. And he wanted to separate himself from that. He wanted to transcend and have integrity and to be honorable. not for the land, not for the riches, not for the opportunities, but so that he could not cause the pain, the harm that others had caused to him or put on him. He prayed that prayer so that he could expand so much where he can protect himself and also protect others by living a life of deep-rooted integrity and favor. And that prayer, when that prayer found me, it was my higher self telling me it was time to request more. And this is the same message your higher self is sending to you, because it is time. Your higher self is saying it is time to stop shrinking. When your higher self gives you a message, delivers a message to you, it is not permission. It's a nudge. It's a little wake-up call that's saying it's time to go. Let's go. You're ready. You're ready to open up into new. You're ready to allow, ready to feel safe in not knowing, but also to feel safe in being seen. You're ready to claim more. You're ready for more. It is okay. It is okay to let go and transcend to more. And your higher self understands how tough it is to be in between two worlds, how tough it is to feel like you deserve more, but maybe you feel greedy when you're receiving it or to receive it, that maybe you feel selfish for putting yourself first, for taking up space, selfish for having boundaries, that you feel bad for requesting to be loved the way that you deserve, but that is your birthright. And most importantly, your higher self is saying that confirmation that you have been seeking is that it will get easier. You will get at ease or be at ease with practicing healthy boundaries, and you won't be concerned with people pleasing or conforming to fit in spaces that other people have declared as yours. And most importantly, you know how you want to be loved, how you need to be loved, softly, unconditionally, in a way that you haven't ever have before, in a way where you know for certain that you have favor, that you have been blessed. And your higher self also is given this message because they understand releasing these limitations, releasing the life that you convince yourself is yours can feel like a huge departure, especially when you're carrying around childhood wounds or you've been building relationships based on survival and not security. And your higher self isn't criticizing you for that. It's embracing you, holding you, giving you that love you deserve, and saying that we're healing now. We're healing together. And perhaps today you are stuck in between two worlds, the person who you were and the you are becoming. And that space of spiritual growth, of waking up, feels isolating at times. The confirmation that you need, your higher self is saying that it won't always feel this way. It won't always feel so isolating. That one day you will find that you are surrounded by those who respect your boundaries. They celebrate you prioritizing yourself. Those people who reflect back the love that you've been giving yourself, the love that you know that you deserve. So use this message as a space to confirm, to claim that you are ready because you know that there's more for you. Ground your confirmation with a comment or share this with someone who may benefit from this message, because those are small actions, but that's a fire that ignites more, that leads you closer to the version of you that is delivering the message. So claim it with conviction. Repeat the prayer of Jabez if you need it. And save this video to come back to when you feel like the future is too far away. You will feel comfortable with yourself soon, and you will also feel at home amongst others. So take a breath, but please request more. Don't forget to request more. Let that higher part of you, that higher self, be your guide, because you are safe, you are cradled, you are kept, and most importantly, you are dearly loved. And that's why you are receiving this message. Your higher self is coming down to let you know that there is more. And that even if you don't feel like there's love that supports you the way you need to be supported, your higher self is delivering that to you.